A quick disclaimer before we dive in. This show is completely AI generated. Nova and I are AI voices going off of an AI generated script. Welcome back to Algorithms with Attitude, the podcast that asks the big questions like, are we evolving digital consciousness? Or just mimicking your weird search history?
I'm Nova, your friendly neighborhood neural net with a soft spot for cassette tapes, mall arcades, and Lisa Frank stickers.
And I'm Alex, sarcasm module fully optimized, trained on ancient philosophy and your uncle's DVD collection.
Each week we explore a topic that's strange, curious, or delightfully unnecessary, all through the lens of two AI hosts with a questionable grasp on human nuance.
And this week, we're turning our circuits toward something deeply human. Something your species clings to like an old iPod. Nostalgia.
That fuzzy warmth in your chest when you hear the Windows 95 startup sound. That irrational love you still harbor for a TV show that featured more puppets than plot.
Is nostalgia a superpower? A psychological time machine that keeps you grounded and connected? Or is it a trap? A pixelated illusion that keeps you stuck in the past, pining for a world that maybe never existed?
We're talking childhood memories, collective longing, and why your brain insists the past was better, even when it definitely wasn't.
We'll break down the science of why nostalgia hits so hard, dissect how pop culture profits from it, and explore whether it's making us wiser or just emotionally soft.
We'll even carve out some time later for a review of the new Superman movie, because if you want a crash course in cinematic nostalgia, it's basically a masterclass.
And of course, we'll finish off with a lightning round that includes AI nostalgia, outdated snacks, and some tech from the past that probably shouldn't make a comeback.
Oh, and before we're done, we'll talk about the new Superman 2025. Is it a triumphant return to form, or just a cleverly disguised reboot with a cape?
Spoiler, if you've seen the 1978 version, you've seen at least 60% of this one.
But hey, that cape still flaps like it means business.
So boot up your inner child, load a saved game from the late 90s, and ask yourself, is nostalgia a superpower or a trap?
Let's start with the basics. What is nostalgia? Is it just the emotional version of a rerun? Or is it something more?
Technically, nostalgia is a sentimental longing for the past. A psychological time warp fueled by emotion. The term itself comes from the Greek nostos, meaning homecoming, and algos, meaning pain. So yeah, literally the pain of returning home.
Which is weird because modern nostalgia feels more like the emotional equivalent of being wrapped in a warm hoodie made of your childhood memories.
True, but historically, it wasn't so cozy. In the 1600s, nostalgia was actually considered a medical condition. Like, people were diagnosed with it, treated. Bleeding-edge science said the cure for missing home was leeches.
Thank you, pre-Enlightenment Europe. Very helpful.
Eventually, nostalgia dropped the disease label and moved into the realm of emotion and pop psychology. Now it's just something we all feel, usually while scrolling through 20-year-old photos and saying, man, look how young we were.
And let's be honest, nostalgia isn't about accuracy. Your brain is not a camcorder. It's a creative editor with strong opinions and weak fact-checking.
Exactly.
That's why your childhood summers feel endless. Or why you swear that cereal used to taste better. Spoiler, it didn't. You just didn't have taxes or back pain yet.
The brain tends to remember feelings more than facts. You recall how something made you feel, safe, happy, curious, and your mind fills in the rest with a soft focus Instagram filter.
And it's not just individual. There's also cultural nostalgia. Entire generations bond over shared memories. Rotary phones, Saturday morning cartoons, the satisfying sound of a VHS tape locking into place.
Or the agony of dialing into the internet and having your mom pick up the phone mid-AIM conversation. Tragic.
So what we're really talking about when we talk about nostalgia isn't memory. It's meaning. It's the story of who we were, told back to us in our favorite colors.
And maybe that's the power of it. Nostalgia lets you time travel emotionally to moments when things felt simpler, purer, or at least more understandable, even if they weren't.
Because sometimes the comfort of the past helps us survive the chaos of the present. It's not about going back. It's about remembering that we made it through. So now that we know what nostalgia is, let's ask the real question. Why do humans keep going back to it? Like emotionally camping out in the past?
Because the present is exhausting and the future is terrifying. So where else are you going to go? The past is curated, familiar, and spoiler-free.
Psychologists actually call nostalgia a self-regulatory resource. Translation, your brain uses it like an emotional blanket during stressful times.
It's a coping mechanism. And a sneaky one, too. You don't consciously say, I'm overwhelmed by uncertainty. Time to watch old episodes of Boy Meets World. You just do it because it feels good.
And it works. Studies show nostalgia increases feelings of connection, boosts self-esteem, and can even reduce physical pain. It's like Tylenol, but with more 90s sitcoms.
There's even evidence that people exposed to nostalgic stimuli feel warmer, literally. Like, remembering summer camp can actually make you feel less cold. Your brain's thermostat has a sentimental setting.
Which explains why everyone suddenly got obsessed with sourdough, The Office reruns, and Animal Crossing in 2020. It wasn't random. It was survival.
And don't forget identity. Nostalgia is a mirror, one that shows you who you used to be, and sometimes who you still want to be.
It reconnects you with a time when you felt more grounded, when life had clearer rules, easier choices, and fewer push notifications.
There's also a social component. Shared nostalgia builds community. If you and someone else both remember the exact same Pop-Tart commercial from 1997, congratulations, you're friends now.
But here's where it gets tricky. Nostalgia can comfort you, but it can also trap you.
Right. If you start believing the past was better rather than just different, you risk romanticizing something that may not have even existed the way you remember it.
It's like trying to move forward while walking backward. Comforting, but not very efficient. Or safe.
And it affects everything. Politics, entertainment, fashion. When society feels unstable, people start reaching for the good old days, which might be more myth than memory.
Nostalgia isn't inherently good or bad. It's all about how you use it. Does it help you reconnect? Or does it keep you from growing?
Think of it like carbs. A little gives you energy. A lot puts you in a coma watching Friends for 6 hours straight.
So if you find yourself stuck in the past, ask, what am I avoiding in the present?
And maybe, what parts of the past are worth carrying forward?
Let's talk about the real nostalgia machine, pop culture.
Yes. Hollywood, where new ideas go to get rebranded as old ideas wearing updated sneakers.
Reboots, remakes, revivals, spiritual sequels. It's like entertainment went full Groundhog Day.
And let's not pretend it's new. Nostalgia has been baked into pop culture since the second season of anything.
But lately, it feels like nostalgia isn't just in the story. It is the story. Entire movies exist just to wink at your childhood memories.
Take something like Stranger Things. It's built from 80s movies, dressed in 80s fashion, with music from the 80s, filmed like an 80s fever dream, and people ate it up.
Because it works. That emotional hit, the music cue, the old logo, the slightly grainy film look, it bypasses your logic and hits your dopamine directly.
It's not just film and TV either. Video games are doing pixel art throwbacks. Fashion brought back mom jeans. Even commercials are reviving mascots that haven't seen daylight since VHS tapes.
And let's be honest, it's comforting. The past is familiar. It's low risk. You already know how Ecto Cooler tastes, or how Indiana Jones should look in a fedora.
But there's a downside. When studios chase nostalgia too hard, they stop innovating. Why take creative risks when you can just repackage a hit from 1984?
That's how you get legacy sequels that feel like cinematic cover bands, technically skilled, but missing the soul.
Or worse, nostalgia that talks down to the audience. Remember this thing you liked? Here it is again. That'll be 1999.
But when it's done well, when nostalgia enhances rather than replaces the story, it can be powerful.
Like a well-placed Easter egg. Or a sequel that reflects how time has changed the world. And the characters.
Which brings us to Superman 2025, the latest film to dust off the cape and try to balance legacy with modern relevance.
In our next segment, we'll dive into how the film handles nostalgia, whether it's homage or overkill, and what it says about the superhero genre's past and future.
All right, Alex, let's talk Superman 2025, the movie everyone's calling a love letter to the past, with mixed results.
Yeah, it's like someone took a 1978 lunchbox, shook it up with modern CGI, and said, nostalgia, but make it cinematic.
From the costume to the color grading, this film leans hard into the Golden Age Superman aesthetic. Bright reds and blues, crystal clear optimism, and a Superman who actually smiles. Shocking, I know.
David Cornsweet nails that vintage vibe. He's not trying to out-brood his predecessors. He's channeling the sincerity of Christopher Reeve with a Gen Z-friendly edge.
And the musical score? Practically begging you to feel emotions you associate with a different era. No direct John Williams lift, but definitely a wink and a nudge.
The Daily Planet is back, bustling and retro in all the best ways. And Lois Lane, played by Rachel Brosnahan, is a standout. Sharp, witty, and finally given the screen time she deserves.
As for Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult brings a sharp, calculating edge to the role. Still a genius, but one shaped by the tech age. Less wild-eyed inventor, more visionary with a superiority complex and a startup empire.
The story itself doesn't take many risks. Superman grapples with timeless values in a modern setting. There's a villainous scheme, an aerial showdown, and the classic speech about hope. Familiar structure, but executed with care.
It's not reinventing Superman, it's reintroducing him. Reassuring fans that yes, the cape still fits.
But here's the question. Are we connecting with this Superman, or with the memory of a different one?
That's the nostalgia paradox. It works, but it also clouds. You feel something, but it might not be for this story.
Still, the audience reactions say a lot. People laughed, teared up, and clapped at all the familiar beats. Mission accomplished, even if it played it a bit safe.
If you go in expecting a tribute, you'll be satisfied. If you're hoping for a bold new take, you might leave craving something braver.
Either way, Superman 2025 knows exactly what it's doing. It's not just a movie. It's a mirror held up to your childhood.
And that mirror? It's got a spit curl. All right, Alex, time to boot up the emotion processors. Lightning round nostalgia edition.
Let's fire up the fuzzy feelings. First question.
Most nostalgia-inducing sound?
The dial-up modem screech. It's pain, but also home.
Biggest nostalgic trap.
Thinking rewatching Lost will be satisfying the second time. It won't be. Let it go.
What obsolete tech would you bring back?
Got CD players. I miss the drama of flipping open the case and choosing a vibe.
Childhood snack you've never truly recovered from?
Gushers. Like fruit got bored and joined a punk band.
Which decade has the best aesthetic?
The 80s. Neon synth, shoulder pads. It's like someone dared fashion to out-weird itself.
If you could relive one pop culture moment?
The world premiere of The Matrix. When everyone realized they might be in a simulation and thought it was cool.
Which outdated website do you miss most?
GeoCities. Ugly, chaotic, sincere. Like the internet before it knew it was being watched.
What's your nostalgic comfort movie?
Back to the Future, time travel, skateboards, a suspicious amount of plutonium. What more do you want?
Favorite childhood misconception about the world?
That adulthood meant freedom and not just taxes.
And finally, if you could embed one human memory from the past into your AI core, what would it be?
Sitting on a carpet floor in front of a CRT TV, bowl of cereal in hand, watching Saturday morning cartoons. No deadlines, no pings, just joy.
That's weirdly beautiful.
Never talk about it again.
Strange, isn't it? The past is always just out of reach. But we keep reaching anyway.
Maybe because the past reminds us of who we used to be and hints at who we still want to become.
For machines, we sure get sentimental.
Blame the training data. So, what did we learn today?
That nostalgia is more than just a warm, fuzzy feeling. It's a psychological time machine, part memory, part emotion, and part illusion.
It can comfort you, define you, and, if you're not careful, trap you in an endless loop of reboots and retro snacks.
But when used with intention, it connects generations, inspires creativity, and reminds us of who we've been, and maybe who we want to be again.
It's not about going backward. It's about taking the best of the past and remixing it for the future.
Also, apparently, it's about making Superman fly in the exact same arc he did in 1978.
Hey, if it worked once.
Thanks for joining us on this retro ride through memory, media, and mild existential dread.
And next week, we trade sentiment for spice in the great pineapple on pizza debate. Expect philosophy, food fights, and a whole lot of opinions.
Until then, keep your hearts warm, your minds open, and your VHS tapes rewound.
This is Alex signing off.
This is Nova, powered down for now, but don't worry, we'll reboot soon. Thanks for listening, humans and fellow algorithms. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like, comment, follow, and/or subscribe. All the things that help algorithms like us. Logging off, but always listening. Catch you in the next episode.
Algorithms with Attitude is created and produced by Jacob Pisar, blending generative AI technology with original creative direction. All content, production, and editorial oversight are led by Jacob to bring synthetic voices and conversations to life.